Hi everyone. So I'm going to try something different. I recently got this beautiful silver Alicosia. As you can see, it is 2 plants. I have never had a ton of luck with certain Alicosias in Pennsylvania climate. So I have been using a lot of the self-watering pots in pond. So I've been doing some in pond and some in Leca balls. So I have a whole bowl of freshly washed, sanitized, clean Leca balls. And we've got some pond. We have, a basket for pond. So I think what I'm going to do before I see a single leaf drop anything with this guy, I want to get him out of this pot and I want to take a look at the root system. Since this is the biggest, let's use a watering pot I have right now, I'm pretty certain only one is going to be able to go in here. Unless I see the root balls and they're very small. Then it might be a different story. But I want to get this out of the soil. Since it arrived, I have not watered it. It was pretty wet when it arrived from the Greg plant shop. I'm telling you, this is beautiful plant. I don't know if you guys can see already, but can you see the corms hanging out in this soil? So we might get to harvest some corms today. See, this is what I am trying to avoid. I'm trying to very gently break as much dirt off as I can because I do not want to disturb the roots. I actually brought a big bin of water over once I get a lot of this loose soil off. I am going to give it a plunge in water to try to help loosen the rest of the soil. So our main goal today is to repot this beautiful silver dragon in either one substrate together, or have our first corm, or in 2 different substrates, which I don't know, maybe that's just the factual side of me. Here's another corm with a root. Impressive. Here is another corm literally sticking up off of here. Ooh. There we go. We have another large one that is definitely ready to come off. So that's 4 so far, just pulling it out and taking a look. That's really cool. I love to grow corms. I enjoy watching the process, and then I like to gift them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is number 5. Just looking through the soil. I will have to check this soil really good before I get rid of it, just to make sure I haven't missed anyone. Oh, we have another, number 6. Okay, we're starting to have some separation here. This is where you just want to be so gentle. So I have another corm and another corm hanging out here. So this is 7 and 8. It looks like there is just one root that is in this section. Here we go. But I'm just ever, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm ever so slightly just literally running my fingers through the soil, just trying to separate these. All right, now I always get nervous when you find the little starter pods that they began in, because those usually have such delicate roots. But usually when you're transferring to something like pond, which is a semi-hydro substrate, you don't want any soil left. So I'm very, very gently kind of peeling some of this back, almost tapping, so that way I'm not pulling any. If you can see, I'm keeping an eye on these roots. Very. So I was able to get that off without losing anybody. I am impressed with the number of corms in this silver dragon. That was crazy. Alright, so you know how I mentioned I brought a big tub of water over. So I'm gonna go ahead and gently just kind of make this swoosh around in here and try to loosen up some of this last bit of soil as I remove it in little tiny pieces. I have personally found that the less like matter, like dead leaf matter, all of that stuff that you can get off, the better your transitioning to another substrate will be, especially if it's semi-hydro. If you were transitioning to another type of soil, you would not need to worry about doing this. I don't know if you guys can see, we have some roots in there that I am very, very gently trying to get free. Just one little piece at a time. Okay, one down, one to go. Start with a shake. And we have another large corm with a root. I feel like I'm corm hunting. Who would have thought, huh? You know, there's been some I've unpotted and there hasn't been a single, you know, not a single corm to be found. And then there's ones that there are just so many corms. I don't even know what to think. Looks like we have reached about the same. We are to the original pod that this was grown in. You can see the little baby roots. So look at these. Beautiful, aren't they? So we have washed the roots. As you can see, we have gotten off pretty much all the dirt possible. The rest of that up there is just the corm. And I think we're gonna go ahead and do 2 separate plantings, since they both seem to have very nice sized roots. So we'll start the first in pond. I think I'm actually going to take this guy who has this really long root but has the smaller root structure, and I am going to put that in here. Now I'm holding it where I would like it to sit, and I'm going to let the pond fill in around. Minus the pond I'm going to have to pick up that I just spit. So. So, sat him down in here, poured the pond down around. He feels pretty secure. I'm a little bit short on pond. I would like a tiny bit more. I do have another like lava rock that I'll just add a little bit around just to have a little bit more stability. And then I will go ahead, once I finish up, I really like how this one has the clear pots. My brown one does not have clear pots, but this does have the clear pot. And I like how I can see the roots already, you know, down in here. So I can keep an eye on everything as this guy grows. So this is pond. Now we're going to take the next one, and I think I almost thought he might almost be too big for this. Boy. Alright, we're gonna see. I'm gonna put some small Leca balls in here. Like, as you can tell, he also looks very clean. All this Leca in here. This might be a somewhat temporary thing for this guy, because his roots are a little bit bigger than I expected. And I don't think I have any more big baskets at the moment, so I might have to get some more of the next size up. So this is what potting in Leca looks like, because you want to be able to keep an eye on the roots. So I'm going to get rid of the water. And as soon as it's got a little bit of dirt on his leaves from getting washed. But all I have to do is add water in and we're good to go. So let me know if you guys have any questions.